There can be only one way to start a video about this particular pedal, I think, and that had to be it.
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so.
Hello everybody, welcome to Absolute Music. Today we're having a quick look at the Op Amp Reissue Big Muff from Electro Harmonix. This one here, based on the original IC Op Amp IC, some people call them integrated circuit or Op Amp Big Muffs from Electro Harmonix, back from the late 70s. And this is an original one we have here. So, made famous most notably, as you may have guessed from our little introduction there, as demonstrated by Mark.
Hello.
Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. This was his go-to piece of kit for much of his career, especially in the 90s.
That's mainly Siamese Dream, that album, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was where I think he first acquired one.
It came in. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I think one of the best, well, in my opinion, because I do like a bit of the old grunge, one of the best sounding guitar, well, the best guitar sounds I've heard in a long time on that album. Absolutely amazing.
It's an iconic sound.
It is. It certainly is. Created by lots of layers of guitars, but yeah, essentially
all using
this pedal.
all
Yeah,
using this one pedal.
That. Exactly. So Joe, what does it do? Would you mind going through the functions for us?
Well, before we get to the functions, I think the main difference is the way it sounds. It doesn't sound like any other iteration of the Big Muff before or since. Well, because, as you may guess from the name, Op Amp, it's got an Op Amp in the circuit instead of various transistors and diodes and things. Someone's bound to correct me in the comments. But it's an IC circuit in there, so that gives it a much raspier, aggressive, it's far closer to the distortion side of a Big Muff than it is fuzz. I think you probably agree.
Yeah.
More kind of a synthy, square ravey, distorty kind of sound, which I think they were going for at the time in the late 70s, because bands were starting to sound a bit more raucous, wanting a harder kind of more cutting sound. So they came in with these. Also noticeably, they got there's a tone bypass switch on the back here, which takes the tone control in and out of the circuit, which they've put on the new ones here, which is a notable feature they used to have on them. Obviously the new ones have got an LED on them, which is nice because the old ones can't tell if it's off or on. And the bypass on these, you see, do forgive the spaghetti, because these are all in a bypass looper, because the bypass on these is awful.
Yes, I would agree.
Absolutely awful. So in order to give it a fair test and give you an idea of what one sounds like against the other, we can't put them in a chain, because it just sounds pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the looper. So yeah, let's see what it sounds like.
See what it sounds like, yeah.
I'll just say there, can't tell if it was off or on.
Sorry, I will start with the new Op Amp version. Cool, right, and now I'll just flick over to the new. This
is the original.
Sorry,
one.
The original Big Muff. Any difference for you there, Joe?
Don't know, do it again. It's close.
Yeah.
let's twiddle some knobs and see what you can get out of it, and then see if they sound any different. So just you keep messing about.
Cool.
And I'll twiddle some knobs.
Okay.
It does sound pretty aggro wherever you put the sustain control, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I have to admit, I'm struggling. Then, like, were you flicking between them?
I was flicking between them. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to admit, I was struggling to notice that there was a difference.
Right. Let's turn the tone bypass on and see what they sound like now.
Yes. Okay.
So that's off, and that is off. So this is the new one.
That is subtle. There's not
a lot in it.
No, I if anything, I think that the old one sounds a little woollier.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me there?
Well, that's what I said earlier, and you're
yeah. I'm totally just copying what you said earlier.
Yeah, but no, slightly the based on the original, I think is woolly. Woolly's a good term. Not as bit more out of control, perhaps. Slightly flabbier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot in it. I don't know if it's coming across in the video. It's ever so slightly in the room. The new one sounds ever so slightly tighter on the low end.
Yeah. Also, the massive advantage for going for the new one rather than trying to hunt one of these down on various auction sites, I should say. But the footprint is drastically smaller.
I think you could probably get about 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah,
the space of that.
Exactly.
Another advantage, I'll stop you there, is when you take it out of its box, when you've had it at home and then you bring it to work and you check it works in the morning, the battery clips don't come off the new ones, and then you don't have to frantically solder it back together.
That sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Before you do the video, I got this out this morning and I thought I better check it works because it's been in storage. And then put a battery on and the battery clip came off, so I had to solder the battery clip back on.
I bet.
Which is unlikely to happen with the new ones.
Yeah. One plus as well is obviously, I don't know if we can just see without me trying to poke my head into the camera, it's just got a standard 9-volt DC sort of normal jack socket on their barrel, I think, whereas these ones have got, the old ones have the, what is it called? Is it pin?
It's like a mini jack.
It's like a mini jack sort of thing. And also, like we said initially in the video, this is now true bypass, I believe, whereas the old one definitely isn't.
Awful bypass.
Definitely isn't.
Yeah, really quite bad. Shall we see what it sounds like in the Gibson?
I think so, yes.
Have we still got the tone bypass on?
No, let's flick that on both of those. Perfect.
Give it, have a fiddle.
Have a fiddle.
Still got that legendary sustain, isn't it?
It has, yeah.
Goes on for days.
It has I'm just having a little fiddle. I just kind of increase the tone a little bit on both. Yeah, to be honest, I think they've done a cracking job of that.
Turn me all the way up. Let's have a bit more.
More. Sustain on full in
why
those,
not?
and I'll put a little bit of extra tone in there. Just flicky back.
Got that kind of scream to it, isn't it?
Yeah. I can kind of hear what you're saying, that one's a little bit more out of control, because the first time you did that kind of like note bend, you could hear it kind of hitting all sorts of weird harmonics.
Funny twangy frequencies.
Yeah, whereas that one's a little bit more controllable, but still so similar. So similar.
But yeah, I mean, the old stuff is always going to be the old stuff. There's not coming, you know, what's out there is out there. It's not going to be made anymore. As we all know, some of this stuff does fetch good money when it's in, especially when it's in good condition and stuff. But if you want that sound and you're gigging it, I mean, I'd take the reissue out of me in a heartbeat.
Yeah, same.
As we agreed with the Green Russian reissue, I mean, the amount of grief you save yourself by taking the originals
exactly
out.
for that minor tone difference.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
those
really
those green
it.
ones were like 25 years old. And they're a grief. I mean, this is from 1979. This particular one, which I kept because there's a Smashing Pumpkins song called 1979.
Yeah,
so I had a couple of these, and this is the one I kept.
Oh, I think the one you didn't keep is now.
Where did that end up?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in my house. I think we're probably both going to end up getting one of these.
I'd get one of those.
Yeah, I think so, because that I can actually fit on the pedal board, definitely. One thing that we're going to do as well is we're just going to compare this Op Amp Muff to just one of the classic Big Muff pies that they do. So it will look very similar to this one, but it's the new version of that, and you know, they should sound quite different. So we're just going to plug that in now.
So anyone who doesn't know, this is a classic Big Muff as they make now. That's, you know, a hugely popular pedal. So if you're unawares of how it sounds against the original Op Amp Muff, we'll just give you a demo now. This is the Op Amp Muff.
quite a difference. Quite a difference. So we'll just see how it sounds with the Strat.
Well,
quite different. Hopefully you should be able to hear the difference between that. Definitely kind of feel like that one's got a more graty sort of amp-like sound. Maybe what you're saying earlier, like more of a distortion.
Yeah, it's got a far more, almost like a synthy, square wavy kind of sound to it. With that, I mean, Big Muffs are famous for their low end, but that is insane. Now you probably can't see it with this amp is just like shaking around all over the place.
Yeah, it's it's very loud in here.
But I think that we've said all there is to say.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out other videos. Hit subscribe. Give us a like. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.